Hey everyone, Daiken here. Today we are going to be looking at Reed's kit and determining is she worth you pulling for and investing into. As always with these character video series, these are my personal opinions I have formed through playtime and discussing with others. Now, with that out of the way, let's get started. Reed is a firearmed ranger that exceeds in dealing fire damage with the help of summoning servants. Her talent, Black Lily, increases her fire damage by 10% innately. She then gets an additional overall self-damage buff of 4% for every allied phantom or summon that stacks up to 3 times. Her basic skill is Gunna Balu that shoots one bullet towards the enemies ahead, dealing fire damage on contact with a chance to burn. Keep in mind this skill, despite showing a light icon, does fire damage, so it's most likely just an display error. Reed's ultimate is Setting Sun, which charges a fire bullet, dealing large fire damage and penetrating through one enemy while causing AoE fire damage to nearby enemies. Her first active skill is Quicksand, that traps the enemies in sand and deals fire damage while slowing the enemies within it. Hero's Call is her second active skill that increases the crit of all nearby allies for 15 seconds. Reed's final active skill is Servant Summon, that summons a mechanical spider that inherits 30% of her stats. Keep in mind, only 2 spiders can be out at once. As far as Reed's passives go, she gets an increase in damage by 10% for staying far away with jungle suppression, along with dealing 30% damage to targets below 25% HP. The unique passive of Scourging allows her to increase the damage of allies, phantoms, and summon damage by an additional 10% for 8 seconds. And lastly, Reed's very own Fell Reform gives 10% of her own attack and defense stats to allied summons. So how does Reed fare off with this kit of hers? I think she brings something really special to the table. Not only does she have access to a crit buff, but the ability to increase the strength of summons and phantoms for the duration as well. Not to mention that through my testing I found out that her servants count as actual characters, so they can receive party buffs and healing. And of course, to balance this out, unfortunately they are targetable and can die, which isn't ideal, but is fair, for they have the ability to scale along with Reed's stat increases. The stronger she is, the stronger they will become. Keep in mind this is due to them inheriting 30% of her attributes. When testing, I paired her up with multiple cases of one additional summoner, and it was not hard to maintain 3 to 4 summons out at once to get the most out of her talent. However, as you level up her talent, so does the amount of summons you can stack to increase her damage as well. However, as her kit stands itself, it does not seem like it's effective for many enemies, and maybe just for few enemies or bosses for high single target fire damage. While her ult can do splash damage, it's on a very high cooldown with a very short splash radius. However, to slightly counteract this comes her in-handy gear set. With her kit, you can increase Quicksand's damage plus 30% and give a chance to inflict Ignite. If this chance does occur, then you get an additional damage and crit increase by plus 20%. And to top it all off, she gives ally summons another 15% damage increase while increasing her own damage by 30% with her ult and making a cooldown shorter by 5 seconds. Overall, with the right comp of summon allies, I think she can have a monster single target fire damage kit. The answer really lies within your team setup and its ability to keep maximum uptime on summons. I believe having high attack, crit damage, and cooldown reduction on her for maximum uptime on servants to increase damage will make her an absolute monster in the damage department. So if this is the type of playstyle with a fire kit you're looking for, she definitely gets my vote on a worth character to pull for. Anyway, that's all I have for you all in this video. Did you already pull for her or thinking about pulling for a banner? How did your luck fare out? Also, what do you all think about her kit? Let me know now in the comments below. Also, if you like anything I had to say, drop me a like, I greatly appreciate it. And if you want to hear more from me, follow me on my socials. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you know when the next video goes live. As always, my name is Daiken, and I'll see you next time. Signing out.